Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. This is Delon. This is the very first episode of the Popular Man Movies podcast / video thing. I don't want to do this. Just Gordon does his. Golly. Cord, introduce yourself.
Man, y'all already know who it is. It's Cord. Keep that 40 on me like I'm Zubat.
Young Rashad. Kris, I'm going to you last week. Start thinking of something to say right before.
Oh my
Young
God.
Rashad. Young Rashad, how you doing?
What's going on, party people? This is Rashad Collier from the Problematic Posse. Just, special intro.
That branding.
Need that branding. Need that.
And Kris, the newest member under the Problematic Posse / Popular Man umbrella. How are you doing?
Good. How's everybody else?
I am incredibly decent. So
Incredibly decent.
Incredibly slightly above average during this quarantine.
Okay, that's better. I can roll with that. That's a better vibe.
There we go. So we wanted to do a movie podcast. The format of this podcast will normally be us giving some movie news, reviewing a movie that we've seen over the last 2 weeks, usually Netflix and Hulu, so everyone can talk about it with us rather than just, you have to go see the movie in theaters. But
Right.
Today, we just talking shit.
Yo.
So, I have a few questions prepared for the gentleman. Okay, so, everyone, I need to know, so everyone can have a good base of where we're coming from when we talk about these movies. I need to know everyone's favorite genre of movie. I would like to start with Rashad, the person who I know the least about in their movie likes.
I'm going to tell you what. I really don't have a favorite genre. It's like a three-way tie between science fiction, action movies, and animation. It has to be a good. Yeah. But like if we talking like bottom, at the very bottom, horror all the way. Easy. No contest. Horror.
Wow.
Favorite.
See, niggas always have like shit. They don't always have stuff they love, or they have what they don't love. Like I couldn't tell you like my favorite like 3 foods off top, but I know I don't fuck with liver.
Right.
So yeah, I feel that. So you say war was your least favorite?
Horror.
Horror. Oh.
Yes.
That's whack. All right, I feel you. I feel that. Cord. What's your favorite genre of movies?
Man, you already know. Comedy, horror, black comedy. Oh, wait. Psychological thrillers. I always got to throw them high up there. And that's about it. Yeah, action movies.
Wait, so it was like comedy and horror or comedy horror? Or like
Comedy by itself, horror movies by itself, then comedy horror movies, then psychological thrillers, then sometimes action movies, and historical dramas.
What's a comedy horror that we've seen?
Scary movie.
Okay, scary movie, Evil Dead.
That's why I was really confused. He said like 3 times. I'm like, oh, he really loves scary movies.
I'm trying to see.
I feel like that new Halloween movie, the latest one, people say had all the jokes in it, so that might be something like that.
Man, niggas.
I'm trying to see. Have y'all ever seen Evil Dead 2? Like the Evil Dead series.
Okay.
Like it's kind of like that. Like it's super scary, but it's also a bunch of jokes in it. But it's not like too funny because it can still get real scared.
Gotcha. Like Zombieland.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I think I was expecting a little too much on the horror side for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's still serious, but it's funny.
I should use
It can ramp up though.
I feel it.
So, Kris, what is your favorite genre of movie?
I feel like I'm about to do, I guess everybody's named more than one. I'll probably say science fiction. I really like sci-fi, so if that's gonna get me movies like Arrival, the Blade Runner series, I'll say sci-fi. Action movies, but good action movies, not like 90s campy, just throw every big action star and everything that you can get more than $2 million for the budget for. So like good ones, like one that like people are actually trying to make. And
So we're not
like
Michael
drama
Bay fan.
movies. Listen, Michael Bay has his moments. I tried to watch that dude 6 Underground movie. I maybe gave it like 6 minutes. It had more cuts than any movie I've ever seen.
Told me that movie was hot.
Man,
people
hey,
like it.
Jesse,
It's
Jesse called
enjoyable.
every movie hot.
I won't say it was bad, but Michael Bay has a film style that I think is fine, but sometimes he overindulges. Yeah, like I said, in the first 6 minutes, there were legit 3,700 cuts. And I'm like, dog, how many times can I see this tire? Like, the car is not going that fast. What am I looking for? So yeah, action, sci-fi, and drama, but not like heavy. I mean, like kind of heavy drama movies, like The Social Network, Moneyball, like those kind of drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, now huge on relationship drama movies, just movies that are about more serious topics, I guess.
I feel that.
I can dig that. I myself definitely a science fiction kind of guy. I recently, in like the last 5 years, have come to like a lot more grounded dramas. A lot more like mad, like not like I don't want to say like the Jennifer Lawrence style movie, where it's just like or fucking Marriage Story, the Marriage Story type of movie.
Oh, you hate me, please.
Listen,
Don't do this.
No. Listen. I don't like love Marriage Story. That's just the great. I don't just love Marriage Story. That's just like the best example of a movie I can think of right now. That's like
I'm gonna pull it up and put it in the background. I'm gonna put the subtitles on. You just keep an eyeball. You might have your mind changed. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, I can watch that, but it got to be something else going on in the background. Like it can't just be just that.
Absolutely.
I can't watch a movie with people. I try to watch movies
With just people.
Oh, like around, like with people around.
Yeah. With
I
people
was like,
around.
movies with people in it. I was
yeah.
like, that's the most grounded movie, Delon. What we talking
promise.
about?
Like I don't know. Like I've just started liking those movies that like people will be like, that's boring as fuck. But I'm like, for some like The Lobster. Has anybody seen The Lobster?
The Lobster?
The Lobster.
No, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, but it's on my.
What is it about?
I want to get around to it.
So it's like 2017 Joaquin Phoenix. It's him in this society where like everybody at this certain age, you have to be married. If you're not married, then they're going to kill you. I think they're going to get rid of you, kill you. Yeah. So
Like
everyone
actual lobsters.
Yeah. So at this like at a certain like if you haven't found somebody yet, you go to this place, find a partner, and if you don't find a partner in like your 30 days, it's an L. But that movie's like bad, weird. Everyone's like weird. Everyone's talking funny. That's the kind of stuff I've started liking in the last couple of years. I don't know why. I would have hated it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you what. I just read the description for it. In a dystopian society, single people must find a mate in 45 days or be transformed into an animal choice. I think that might be interesting.
That sounds fire.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting as hell.
Yeah, I want like a psychological thriller.
Hey, thing is, that movie long as fuck. That's
not tough.
Yeah,
it's only like
2.5, but
see, 2.5 isn't long to me. Two, like I know everyone wants the cookie cutter, like they want the new standard to go back to 90 minutes.
No,
but yeah, 2+ isn't bad for me. Like 2.5, as long as it doesn't get boring, it doesn't start dragging. There's not like a bunch of times just random stuff. 2.5 is fine.
Well, it's like 2.5 of like not the most dialogue. A lot of like this is really awkward kind of scenes, but like if you're paying attention, you'll love it. If you spend 2 seconds texting, you'll be like, what the fuck is happening? So it's one of those kind of movies. Movie? Yeah, it's a Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay, so it's basically the Joaquin Phoenix collection.
Yeah.
Everything pre-Joker.
Yeah.
35 minutes of dialogue. 55 of
trying to figure out like, damn, is that his lip or is that prosthetics? But yeah, so
come on.
Like I'm gonna tell you what, me, Cord, Jesse, Cortez, and I think Taboris, all 5 of us went to go see The Hateful Eight, right?
Oh, man, good time.
Every single one of us took a turn napping in that movie.
Wait. Not me. Because y'all know Quentin Tarantino is my GOAT.
Go to sleep for like a smooth 30 minutes.
I was not sleeping.
You can't find Cord's name. Unbelievable.
One day we're gonna have a Tarantino episode.
We got to.
From my perspective of never having seen a Tarantino movie,
he has never missed. Never missed. Not once.
I've seen the first 20 minutes of whatever ones with Samuel L. Jackson.
Django.
All of them.
No, I'm sorry. The Fro when Reservoir Dogs. No,
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. I've seen the first like 20 minutes of Pulp Fiction.
Never seen all.
I've
So
seen
you
like
Samuel Jackson.
I've seen the scene in the diner of Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
Other than that, I ain't seen a single
So you
one.
ain't never seen Death Proof.
No.
You ain't never seen Jackie Brown.
Nope.
Inglourious Bastards.
Nope.
Delon.
Hateful Eight.
Nope.
None of the Kill Bills.
Django. I've seen Kill Bill. That's the only thing. I've seen one Kill Bill.
Okay.
One singular Kill Bill.
Well, we started. How'd you like it?
How did I like it? I was 6.
Yeah.
I was 6.
Oh, you really ain't seen Kill Bill?
No, I've seen Kill Bill because because my mom used to make me like watch like mad martial arts movies. Like I was that kid. Huge Bruce Lee collection in the house, and Kill Bill fell under that category, I guess. Do I remember the details? No. Did I like it at the time? Yeah, I liked it at the time.
Right.
You missing out, man.
Listen,
you ain't never missed.
We'll have a Tarantino episode. Probably the next one. We'll put it on the next one.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone, what is your favorite movie?
Of all time.
Right now, like all time. Or
All
lately?
time, you could break
You
it
said
down.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Hey,
Quality.
he knocked the highways
Quality.
out of air.
I got it sitting right there. Found it the other day for $8. No, I found it for $5 actually. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you what, Scott Pilgrim versus the World tied with Big Hero 6.
See, if we keep doing ties,
That's a Disney movie, right? Never seen
it.
I'm gonna give y'all a tie.
Listen, hey, all right, look. Y'all can break it. You can break it down however you want. You can say this is my favorite animation. This is my favorite of this decade. Go ahead and break it down. Just give me some of your favorite movies. People need references.
Okay, let me see. Favorite horror movie, Evil Dead. Favorite comedy movie, Superbad. Favorite action movie, Kill Bill. Favorite historical drama. Oh, I forgot the name. Just That Fast. Oh my god.
I know you itching to say Selma. Go ahead.
No. It's not Black History. It's the movie about Sigmund Freud when he fell in love with one of his patients, and it's Orlando. I don't know. What was the lady from Pirates of the Caribbean name? I gotta Google.
Keira Knightley.
Yeah, it was Keira Knightley. She was like a patient. He fell in love with her.
A Dangerous Man.
Yes, that's a great movie. All right. I'm trying to see action. Wait, did I say action movie already? Am I forgetting?
Yeah, you said Kill Bill. You said Kill Bill for favorite action.
Science fiction. Y'all gonna hate me for this, but I love Prometheus. I don't care what nobody say. I like Prometheus more than Aliens. I like it more than Aliens. I'm sorry.
Prometheus is a very defendable movie, so I don't even blame it. I really like Prometheus. If I had to say my favorite, that's tough. I'll throw Scott Pilgrim. I mean, I could just read my top 4 for my favorite movies on my letterbox. That's what I'll do because I have them in an order that doesn't matter because I really can't choose between the 4 of them. But my top right now are No Country for Old Men, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Moneyball, and Arrival are probably. On any given day, it'll be one of those 4. There's a couple more because I'm always rotating it, but more times than not, if you ask me what's my favorite movie, I'll probably name one of those 4, and it just depends on what I ate for breakfast earlier that day. And if there's a guitar in the same room, like Scott Pilgrim, don't miss. I'm just
Huge facts.
What is Arrival?
So Arrival is I'll go get the case and just read you the back of it. So it's aliens come down and they're speaking a language that isn't a human language, obviously, because they're aliens. And it's got Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner, and she's like a linguist or whatever, and she's like a professor, and she's like teaching. I don't know if I don't know what specific language she's teaching at the school, but somehow she's just the top in her field, or she might be the person there that's the most readily available, and they bring her in to try to figure out how to, kind of decipher what the aliens are saying in terms of, trying to get them to understand, make this sound to like she's like doing a lot of pointing at me and saying her name and pointing at them and see what they'll do, hoping to get to the point, they'll make a sound, maybe, trying to see that's my name. And just a lot of this symbol for you, we'll say that represents this for us. And it's really good. It's got kind of a twist. I don't want to say too much more about it because it's one of those, if you're going to watch it, you should definitely watch it.
Is this the movie? Are y'all gonna watch this before I guess? Because I think I heard it
Listen.
before.
I think we are clear to just say spoiler. It's a fucking movie podcast.
Okay.
Hey,
Go ahead now.
spoiler alert.
Is this the movie when the aliens show her like what she think is her past, but it's actually the future?
Yeah, so
And
the
she
language
like,
that you
okay, yeah.
travel in time because like it's time is circular or whatever. So like the language lets you travel through time or whatever. So she's having these flashbacks. Or they're showing us flashbacks thinking that it's her daughter that, got cancer and died before this all happened, but we're actually seeing the future that she's going to end up having the daughter and she's going to die. And it's like, and she knows that this is going to happen. So she's posed with the choice of like, still, meeting the guy and getting married and having the
There's a lot
daughter.
happening in this movie.
It's really good. You got to even knowing like the way that it works is really, really good.
Aliens, cancer, and baby death.
Listen, man,
It's a lot.
seeing the future and all that sweet. You thought seeing the future. You see what's happening.
Man, she out there with them alien ships and all that radiation.
For me, I think that's where it came from. That's what, because it was the guy who she has the child with was Jeremy Renner's character, and it's those two growing up like every day for like I think it might have been a year or something, maybe a little less time than that.
That's mad radiation,
and that's what ends up giving her the cancer. And of course, you can see cancer can just be a natural thing, but the movie explains it as it's from being 2 feet away from the aliens every day for 345 days.
Mm-hmm.
These are great. Well,
I gotta watch it.
My favorite movies.
Really
Number one, Silver Linings Playbook. I think it's the only one I have in order. And then probably, and then what do you say? Did you disrespect that movie?
I said taste.
Okay. I didn't know. I was reading. I didn't know. All right, so 2 through 4, no order. Gran Torino, Clint Eastwood, my favorite Republican.
Facts.
This Is the End. I don't know if y'all seen This Is the End.
Man, I love that movie.
Man, that's my favorite comedy movie.
Yeah.
That shit
I think that
is
might be my
hilarious.
favorite comedy.
Also very sad.
Yeah. And then A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe. Those are I think all my movies have some like kind of, well, besides This Is the End, some psychology element in it. And, psychology majors have to love everything related to psychology because we're full of ourselves. So yeah.
I like
That's how we move.
Can I add one? Real quick?
Go ahead.
This movie I think it came out probably 2-3 years ago. It's not that old, but to this day I think about the movie every day. I have to go watch clips. Historical horror, The Witch.
I watched The Witch finally.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Rashad don't fuck with horror.
It's not that bad.
But it's historical.
Like super horror movie.
It's different.
At no point do you jump. It's got tension in it, but it's not like a cheap horror movie. Like
exactly.
It has the characters end up more afraid than we will. I'll say, and it just kind of like it's an immersive film. I watched it like in the morning before.
I'm telling you, like nothing go jump out at you. Ain't no monsters coming out the shadows or nothing like that.
Fuck no. Yeah, all right.
Great acting from beginning to end. And that soundtrack will take you slipping. That soundtrack heavy.
Let's go ahead and put this on the table right now. If there's ever a horror episode where Netflix dropped this incredible ass horror movie,
did you ever watch The Ritual like I told you?
Listen, Rashad. If Netflix drops a Bandersnatch, you watching Bandersnatch.
It's facts.
That's how this going.
It wasn't scary. It was just like what the fuck the whole time, and I was really mad. I'm talking. Because Bandersnatch was the one where you got to make your own decision.
Yeah.
I was mad as hell the whole time.
It was great, but when we found out we weren't getting no episodes until like another 6 or 7 months, everybody was like, "Oh, we only playing this one time. Like we only doing this one time.
Yeah,
I'm done."
Bro, me and Mike, we sat up until like 3 a.m. and gone back through we watched a movie for 5 hours.
Ooh.
Oh my God! Imagine making a decision with women for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Imagine how much that movie cost to make.
Yeah.
Man.
Because that really wasn't an episode. That was a movie, basically.
Jeez. That's crazy.
And they made.
Okay, so fellas, I need a movie hill that you would die on.
Yeah, I got it.
A movie hill I would die on?
Yeah.
Prometheus ain't bad. I'm still sticking with it to this day.
I'll lean towards that too. I still have two other ones that I'll give that'll be quick, but I certainly agree with him. Prometheus is not. I think people were expecting it to be like aliens, like they're expecting like the xenomorphs to come out.
It's not the xenomorph. It's not the xenomorph. Like it's 300 years before. Like,
well, y'all know that movies and all franchises really, the characters or the specific things are bigger than the franchise itself with so many things. So if they're not getting the xenomorph, they're gonna be upset. Just like when the new Pirates of the Caribbean comes out, with or without Jack Sparrow, be pissed off.
They might be tough because that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
They're not gonna like that at all.
Yeah. I mean, think about what a xenomorph is. Just the alien. Like, don't get me wrong, it looked cool, but the movie takes place hundreds of years before. It has to evolve into that. Why would you go to the movie thinking you getting it off the rip?
Because why not?
They put him in Alien Covenant. Just like
why not?
There's
like
nothing compelling about Alien Covenant.
Like imagine going to see a Halloween movie that takes place in 1956. Like there is no Michael Myers. He was, you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't born there. He don't exist. It's just gonna be something different.
You would expect to see the origins of Michael Myers in that movie. I get what you're saying.
I mean, but he was like a kid in the 70s, though. You know, like it would be like, like a parent or something.
Yeah, I get it, but I also feel like, you know, when we making movies about, or if we even talk about making movies that's about like iconic ass like franchise characters, it just gotta be like a little tidbit of that character in there, even if that tidbit is like 5 minutes, right? Because in all of the Friday the 13th, Jason had a person in that movie.
Except for one. Everybody hated that one because it was one where I think it was a cop killing everybody, but he wasn't Jason.
Yeah, that's
but actually, I take it back. I think Halloween had a movie with no Michael Myers. It was the third one, yeah.
I almost said Dr. Seppi. I don't know what almost just came out of my mouth. I don't know what almost just happened. I think I said doctor.
They had stole the Stonehenge and was using technology to make androids to kill people. That was a wild Halloween that people don't talk about.
All right, killing people avocados.
So Rashad, question. So what are these franchises supposed to do if that character becomes bigger than it had any intentions on being beforehand? For example, I haven't seen the last 2 episodes of Mandalorian, but Baby Yoda is just now so like, what if Baby Yoda wasn't in season 2 plans?
Because he got to drop him off eventually.
I'm gonna tell you what. Fast and Furious did a really, really good job of it, right?
Man,
they brought the nigga back. What you mean?
So
this nigga started since off with Fast and Furious did a very good job. Come on.
Listen. Fast and Furious movies after like credibility 4 were like really, really bad, but they did a really, really good job of picking out particular characters that they know people love, i.e. Hobbs and Shaw. They made a whole movie about Hobbs and Shaw.
I mean,
still, man.
That's The Rock. You can take The Rock as a person and put him in any franchise and it's gonna work.
But that's what I'm saying. Like his whole
The Rock could be Jason tomorrow and we all gonna see it.
Hey, that'd be kind of hard. I'll
tell you what, it would be hard. But his character as a police officer in Fast and the Furious, along with Shaw, who was like a I don't know what that nigga was, but both of those characters,
Jason Statham.
Yeah, they're Jason Statham.
And it's different though, cause you know, like Jason Statham had his own action franchise for like a decade. The Rock has had like 50 franchises for a decade.
That one movie made them iconic in that series because everybody said that, hey, the worst part about these movies is the regular characters. The best part about these movies is Hobbs and Shaw. Guess what motherfucking creators did? Took them two, made a whole movie and threw Idris ass in there.
But you gotta think about it though, like when you look at them, like our entire lives, we went to go see them do their own movie. So when you add them to the franchise, we already know.
But
also, we like them more than anybody.
That might be the most. Oh, go ahead, Dawn. I'll let you ahead.
In doing that, to make a spinoff, they separated them from the mainline movies, so the mainline movies are without them. So
Yep.
if we gave Baby Yoda a spinoff, what the like, then we just be
I feel
going.
like that's an odd comparison to make though.
It's in
Baby
now at
Yoda
this
in the
point
sense
in the
that-
conversation it is, but when we're talking about characters that became larger than the franchise,
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree.
but down this road, yeah, it's weird.
I feel like
That's
with
crazy
I feel like with the next season of The Mandalorian, their big goal would be to see Baby Yoda evolve as a person and as a Yoda, as a Yoda race. I don't really watch Star Wars like that,
That's
so
racist.
let's cut that out. As a Yoda race through that whole season 2, right? Season 3, maybe just a little bit more of him growing up, and then season 4, have him have his own spinoff. At that point, they've already made as much money as they want off of The Mandalorian. 1. 2, if they wanted to, they could keep The Mandalorian going with the actual Mandalorian character and center that purely around the action. And then, have this coming of age adventure time, not adventure time, but like coming of age story about Baby Yoda in own little show. That's what I think. That's me.
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. George Lucas will fight Disney to the death to stop that from happening. Bro, can you? I'm gonna say this: if Disney mess up a Yoda backstory, Star Wars fans go on a murder spree. I'm not even exaggerating.
No, man, did you
Star
hear
Wars
me?
fans are the worst fans in the history of
Yeah.
any piece of content. I just
Any
watch
piece of
movies
content.
in any piece of dog. I would go to a Ja Rule meet and greet and be amongst his people before I start searching the Star Wars hashtag again.
That man says people, two people.
He'll be right in the mosh with the Ja Rule fan.
Oh man.
So Chris, you tell me you ain't dressing up as a Wookiee when the new Star Wars come out?
I just watched the Star Wars movies 2 months ago, like all of them. There's some that I'd seen because I had Attack of the Clones for some reason. I don't know why. I just had it.
Yeah.
And I finally just went, I have 3 hot takes, but they're all kind of quick. So when I get to mine, I'm gonna let them
Go
off.
ahead.
You want me to do them now? All right. First, since we're on Star Wars. Ooh, well, this has 2 ends. One, The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie, if we're gonna talk about it. And part B of that, all the Star Wars movies are essentially the same movie. They're all like, once I watch, they're all kind of the same movie. And so like in the discussion that they're not all the same, they're different. The Last Jedi, I was like, okay, well, let's try to be different and not just be good guy, bad guy, do magic trick, bad guy, almost kill good guy, do better magic trick. Everybody has a party at the end. The Last Jedi, I was like, okay, well, what if
That sound about right.
we just try to do something different. We try to get rid of some of the mystification and people like you and Star Wars. And it's just like, but their whole argument at first was this trilogy felt the same. And so like, well, let's try something different. And they're like, why would you change it? And so, but just the way that it's crafted as a film, I think that's the best one.
What's that?
That just recently came out.
No, that's The Rise of Skywalker. I've read enough about that movie to know that I'll step on bricks before I go pay money to see
That movie is not bad.
There you go.
That movie is not bad.
Somebody got to rent it and invite me over.
There you go, Chris. You let them know.
I've heard.
It's on
I've
Disney
heard
Plus.
some
It's not that bad.
They fucked up. Tell you what, they messed that movie up. They messed that movie up really, really, really bad. Especially
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Yeah.
When they dropped their little backup script, man.
Yes.
Man.
Yes, sir. The backup script and the fact that we ended up finding a lot more about Rey's origin.
The Rey stuff was the worst, the dumbest stuff to ever happen.
That dropped the ball.
No, listen. The movie is not a bad movie. The movie, if you care about the franchise and it respects everything else,
oh yeah, of course,
is a bad movie. But
like if you just going to see it, you gonna be like, oh, okay, it's cool. But if you've been invested into it for 20 years and reading about the EU and you're a Luke Skywalker fan, you've been waiting 25 years to see him, you are very upset right now.
I was invested for 2 weeks and I read the summary and I was like, this is a disgrace to my last 14 days.
Every trilogy of the Star Wars, it's like you said, they're all the same movie. It's like, okay, so now
the movie's gotta be it,
we're 20 years later, but we have better technology, so we gotta see the new lightsaber fights. It's basically how they keep making these movies.
That's true.
But like, we gotta bring the characters because everybody loved the fucking characters from 30 years ago. So they keep bringing them fucking back.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that until they're. until like we're forcing them in, and it's kind of like it's honestly.
I'm tired of Chewie.
It's holding back this trilogy that just.
I'm tired of C-3PO.
I say The Last Jedi was on the path to making the franchise so like good, like I said, the demystification and the idea that Rey is just a nobody. Like they call the movie Star Wars, but they should just retitle it to like white people argument, because it's the same. It's just the Skywalker family and like their
facts.
Like, so to try to make it seem
It
like
really is.
People called Skywalkers in them.
Yeah, because it essentially comes down to the only people affected.
Keeping up with the Skywalkers.
The Force.
To say that Rey is a nobody and like she's a central part, like that's good. Like it's like people who aren't these characters from 30 years ago still have, you know, strong stakes and investments in everything that's happened. But at the end, to make her like, well, she's related to somebody from the original, and gets rid of the idea that, you know, anybody can be a hero. Like these things affect the entire. So it's just like, no, it affects the same 7 people, and it just kills their dad. Or
That's it.
And then they have a party.
It's basically Naruto.
Yep.
Space Naruto.
It's Naruto. If you ain't got the bloodline, you a nobody. And if you are nobody, you probably related to somebody, and that's why you're somebody.
And if you are a nobody, you feel a nobody, you feel you're gonna die.
And if you are a stormtrooper, they gonna tell you that you somebody, and in the last film, they gonna kick you out completely and remind you that you a nobody.
Imagine waking up.
Oh, I love that.
Oh my nigga. Oh my god.
Listen,
Hey,
I love the trooper shit that happened in this last set.
Hey.
I love that.
The best way to stay safe in the Star Wars movie is just be the weakest person in the franchise, and you're not affected by anything. Like nobody is coming, nobody's fighting you. The whole war is going to destroy everywhere.
Your planet might explode.
No, trust me. No, listen again. Unless you have powers, they do not care. Like
at all.
Darth Vader was tearing folks up, but like a regular man with a fruit basket could have been walking by. He's like, "Oh no, you good, man. Keep pushing."
I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, you go ahead.
The last scene of The Last Jedi showed me that regular niggas are not invincible to shit. Because that little last scene when Darth Vader pulled up and he was like, "Hey, all you regular niggas gotta die right now."
Yeah. Why bring Palpatine back?
Man, it was so that was the most
That's my
own I've ever seen in any movie. That is the most forced thing.
Is it true that it's just explained by somebody going, Palpatine is back, and then that was it? Like that's what I read, like in like tweets, and just like from what I've seen for the script, like there's no strong explanation. Of course, it's like the clone, but like the realize he's back in the film. Somebody just says that he's back, and the plot just pushes forward. Like nobody's like, what? Like they're like, Palpatine.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Hey, you don't even care what Palpatine is.
Oh my god! Man, they just need somebody to shoot lightning out their hands. That's all they need.
They dropped the ball, man.
We needed that scene. That's all that was.
Right. If they had did the second script, and it would have been Ghost Luke, he roasting them, and they should have did it, bro. They should have did it.
I'll give
Kris,
but you know.
Yeah, my other hot. Oh, go ahead, Corey. You go ahead.
Oh no. I'm done.
I'm gonna get my second hot take. This either gonna go really good or Delon gonna hit that stop record button. The Ben Affleck Batman is simultaneously the best and the worst on-screen characterization we got of Batman.
Oh,
listen, but the movies are awful.
Rashad's face. Ben Affleck Batman.
Listen, the movies are god awful. The movies are so bad, but the characterization.
Okay.
And I think it comes that Zack Snyder watched Batman vs Superman the other day. Yeah. And he was giving some commentary, and for the longest, everyone was like, he doesn't understand Batman and Superman at all. And I think being somebody who reads comics and knows them, I was like, yeah, I don't think he gets it. I think he can just see gadgets and exploding. And he was like, well, people die in explosions. And it's like true, which is why Batman is not like, oh, a car full of dudes, sticky bomb. Like, because he doesn't. Bad guys. So, and he was talking about, have y'all seen Batman vs Superman? Yeah. The Martha scene, I don't think that scene is that bad. I think that it's something that it's a coincidence. I don't think it's never been tapped into that their moms have the same name, and the scene itself isn't bad if it's an attempt to pull back his humanity, which is what he said. And I'm like, yeah, that works. And you're like, he's fine, his humanity. He's like, I shouldn't kill. But then 5 minutes later, he hits a dude in the head with a crate and shatters his brain, and he starts throwing grenades. And I'm like, you had it, and you told us that.
Wait. Did we see him shatter
and
his
then you're
brain?
like, huh?
Did we see Batman murder a man? Because the worst I
Batman
saw
killed
him,
a ton of people in Batman vs Superman. Don't worry about it. Delon put him in the Twitter group. Zack Snyder
talk about
either he killed mad people or he ran a lot of hospitals.
No, Zack Snyder said that he explicitly said he kills these people, and he's like, because like the idea that he shouldn't kill is that's like a kiddie thing. That's like,
oh yeah.
So Zack Snyder has explicitly like come out and told people that he kills. And while I don't think he should, again, if he's doing that and then the Martha scene happens and he's just like, wow, I cannot believe who I've become. I'm killing people, and that's reminding me of my mom who was killed and taken away from me and all that. I should stop killing people. That will work. But again, 5 minutes of screen time later, he throws a bomb at a man
Snyder
and just watches it explode. He throws a bomb clean at a dude in a hallway that he can't get out of, and I'm just like, I don't think he learned a lesson. I don't think he learned the lesson at all.
I don't think that he understands if that is what happened. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna have to look into what Zack Snyder said about that. But the whole idea of Batman not killing people, I get him marketing. I get him like branding a motherfucker in that damn movie, and that was I fuck with that. I fuck with that scene.
Marketing.
I think I filtered out the rest of the murder. But
no, I can't let the murder go because Batman.
I think I filtered that out. I ain't seen none of that.
Oh no, I saw it. My eyes were wide. The whole man. When you talk about watching a characterization that you're just like, what is happening? The entire 2 hours, literally, like halfway through the movie, there's like a slow period, and I remember like it was just saying the first thing I thought about when the movie slowed down. I was like, they had Batman kill a man an hour ago. Like that was the first thing I thought about. I was like, very like detailed. Like it wasn't like implied. Like, no, Batman killed somebody.
He did.
Why did they do that? Why is in the trailers? I thought it was like a grapple gun, and then the movie happened. I was like, Batman has an assault rifle. What am I watching? I'm confused.
So how is it also the best?
This is Snyder wave.
Okay. But no, I'm not a Snyder cultist. I am not on his wave. I think that he is a talented filmmaker and he's got some things. I think in those movies,
he's a little over the top.
Yeah, I think like his other movies with his style works. I don't think that he is prepared to make a movie with that popular of a character and not let his ego take over. Like, well, my version of kill. I think he is, in terms of just making action movies like that and being a little bit over the top, I think he's fine. And like, if I had to choose an over the top action movie, Michael Bay or Zack Snyder, I'm like, let me get one of them Zack Snyders about it. What?
Yeah, man. He gave us 300. He gave us 300.
Oh, Dawn, you were asking what makes him the best. I just think, like, outside of the murder, just the other things that they use like to characterize like Batman in that movie are like core things from Batman, whether it be something from the comics. Like, he reminds me of the Justice League Batman, which some people call the best ones, with just like the way that he looks and like the gadgets and his response to the Superman fight. I think when he decided he was going to kill him, again, I could even find some gray area because there are comics and stuff like that that's happening. He's questioned whether he would do it, and I didn't think that he would kill him. I thought that it'd be a scene like what we saw. He'd get ready to, and he'd be like, now I'm standing here with the knife to your neck. You look like a regular person, so this is gonna weigh on my conscience. So let's just talk about you destroying those buildings instead. Like, we can talk this out now that I'm here with this assault rifle. So, but I think other things like the training, like how he was just this physical specimen and all this, like how smart, just kind of like he would flip the switch between being Bruce and being Batman. I think like those things were things that I really like in Batman. But like I said, but he's also worse because
the worst movie.
He has an assault rifle.
Sticky bomb right on the dude's back, and he kicked him down the stairs. And I was just like, even if the bomb doesn't go up, I don't think you can fall down that many stairs and be like,
nah, bro, dead.
Like, it don't work that way. So, but yeah, I think that's my other one. But yeah, the movies are awful. They're pretty bad. But I think that as a Batman, if you take away the killing, he would have been perfect.
Absolutely, I feel that.
So, Rashad, did you have a hill that you would die on? Did you already give one?
I don't. Damn, I had
I don't think he's getting one.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna trash horror movies again. Watch this.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what. Insidious, by far, scariest movie of all time.
The first one?
The second one. And this comes from a person that really don't see scary movies, so that's my own personal take.
I'm gonna say this.
So,
Part one
in the
caught me
second
slipping.
one.
Part one caught me slipping. I ain't gonna hold you.
That scene in the kitchen, boy, my heart rate just went up thinking about it.
It was like
look at the kitchen.
It was a lot of ghosts, man. When this movie with a lot of ghosts, ain't nothing I can do.
Because Insidious was like one of the revolutionary scary movies. That's gonna be my take.
That
That's
is
my take.
true.
It's a revolutionary
Okay.
scary movie because
Shout out
it broke
James
the
Wan.
rules. It broke the rules because you see scary movies and you're like, hey, all right, it's daytime. I can uncover my ears. I can look at the screen. No. Bitch closes the door. It's a motherfucker standing
Right there.
Find eggs in the Insidious universe.
Like, what the fuck going on? Okay, so there's that. My serious take of the hill I'm gonna die on is that Will Smith doesn't make bad movies. He does. Well, he doesn't.
Yeah.
We just had that conversation.
Oh,
literally today.
yeah.
Explain. I need to hear more.
Brother.
Well, first and foremost, will you say Gemini Man is bad on camera?
No.
Okay, all right.
On camera.
No, I will not. 1, 2. Wild Wild West was not bad.
I love
I agree.
Wild West.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I Robot and what's that other one?
Come on, man.
I'm
Come on,
Legend.
man.
Also not bad.
I don't think I Am Legend. I think people only started calling I Am Legend bad when they saw the alternate ending.
The
Like,
ending.
it would have been better this way. I was like,
Okay.
that doesn't make this movie bad. But I agree with you though. I'm on your side. I'm like, people didn't think it was bad, but then all of a sudden they saw what it could have been, and now all of a sudden it's bad. It's like, yeah, it could have gone different, but you can say that about any movie or anything
Every movie
in
is
history, like life in general. Like you can say, game, whatever of the whatever year finals was the best finals game ever. But then I'm like, okay, well, what if they? And I know that does change it, but like, what if the outcome's different, but the rest of the game is the same? Like now it's a bad game. Like the other 3 quarters are bad because the last 2 minutes went a different way.
I definitely feel you. That
It can make or break a movie, though. I will say that.
Here's the big one. After Earth was not bad.
All right.
Rashad.
Rashad, come on. I know you're better than this.
It
You got a
wasn't.
problematic
It was
coffee
not.
shirt on. You better than this.
Man.
It wasn't. It was not. Tell you what.
Rashad.
Really, really good.
The internet gonna see this. People gonna see this, Rashad.
Oh, wait. Let me give him some bail. Are you
No,
saying
there
the
isn't any.
movie wasn't bad, or the movie was bad but not because of Will Smith?
The movie was bad, but not because of Will Smith.
Okay, I'll say that.
Because I don't even feel like it was just like bad. I feel like it's a mid movie. It's like a 5. It's like a 5.
Okay.
On the 10. It ain't no movie that's just like, what the fuck am I watching right now? 1. Or it ain't no movie that's like trust and believe, I have seen bad movies. Tyler Perry makes bad movies.
Oh, there's not a good, not the camera falling.
But he ain't making movies with $50 million. You know, he ain't doing like a $50 million, like a $50 million budget though. That's different.
You say that, and then motherfucking what was it? Damn, the Fall of Grace, a Fall from Grace.
He finessed Netflix. He finessed Netflix though. We gotta let him cook this.
Hey, kiss my ass.
I ain't watching Tyler Perry movies.
All that shit is bad.
My own decisions. I'll steer clear.
That nigga
actually spell the deal.
Netflix out of this bag
at
the cost of a good movie. Because the movie had a great premise, my nigga. Except for the ending was just like, what the fuck? But the whole movie had
and he shot it in a weekend. He shot it in a week. Come on now.
Man.
He gotta stop. Man. He needs to get somebody on his team to tell him to stop.
Yeah,
like,
he does.
He's bragging about not having a writer's room, and that's cool for like he's built his own empire, but now that you have a bit of like
you got
standing, you got to get a writer's room.
I think he's finessing the system, man.
He is, more power to him, but
he know every movie he making, it only costs about $2-3 million to make. It's gonna make about 50-60 at the box office, and he's shooting it in his own studio for about a week or 2. That's a finesse. It ain't right, but it's a finesse.
Look,
but at that point, he also goes into a place where like it's just it's unethical. It's unethical movie making for him to like sit up and finesse these people out of all these money. Yeah, that's cool. You know, it's Netflix, you do you. But
hey, man, everybody else is still going to see it though.
That's what I'm gonna say. Like I do think at his core he doesn't think that he's making bad movies. I think he is trying to make things that people do enjoy. But don't mean anything that you're trying. Like they are bad, and I think there's a consensus to say that they're bad. So like even though he does seem like someone who takes pride in what he's doing, and he thinks that he's doing a good thing, he's trying to make good movies. You know, I won't give him flack and say that he
need help though.
Bad. Yeah, like he has to some point realize, okay, the last 3 movies I've made have not been received well critically. I'm sure they made enough money to keep me in a very wealthy standing, but if these people are going to keep giving me money, I should maybe make a movie where I don't have to make a one fried chicken joke. I can do other things. He can we talk about other things. Right. He said fried chicken until just now. He won't believe this footage.
You know what I think it is though? I feel like his entire career he's done like everything by himself. And now that he got like 5-6 TV shows, movies come out every month, he probably looking at it like, hey y'all, I can still do it. I can still do it alone. And everybody like, no, please get a staff. Please get help. Take your time doing these projects. And he just like, nah.
Because A Fall from Grace could have been so great of a movie. It started off so well, minus all the shit that we see about the hair not matching, somebody not eating, somebody pouring water into an invisible glass, somebody not drinking water.
Wigs being shifted every 2 frames.
Somebody making a mistake and coming downstairs and not having on shoes, even though she spent like 2 whole seconds upstairs putting on shoes.
That's why we can't get black people nothing.
like the plot of the movie was really
debatable.
Good. Until that crazy ass ending where they were just like, what the fuck? Man, have y'all seen Fall from Grace?
No, I told you.
I refuse to watch it. Big.
I don't watch Tyler Perry movies for free.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
I support Tyler Perry finessing the system, but I refuse to be finessed.
So that I can like really just tell the whole plot of this movie.
You think?
Okay.
Understand me. Okay, so very beginning of the story, we get introduced to Grace. Grace just went through a divorce.
Spoiler alert.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
He made the character Grace.
On your aunties.
At the beginning of the story, we get introduced to Grace. Grace just went through a divorce with her ex-husband and this, that, and the third. And you know, she's a elderly-ish.
Older.
Yeah, she's older.
Older.
She's not elderly, but you know she's older. She's like 40s, 50s, right?
She up there.
All right, cool.
55.
40, 50 for black women looks, you know. You know.
Oh,
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I heard scrolling through Instagram one day. I feel you. Go ahead.
Okay, so we get introduced to her. Out of nowhere, we see a white woman take a jump off of the top of her house.
Oh.
To death.
I might watch it.
Okay, cool. So that's there. Keep that in your mind for later. All right, we go through the story with Grace. Grace ended up meeting this dude. Well, actually, you know what? Grace has a best friend, and Grace's best friend, you know, her and her best friend been talking about the divorce and this, that, and third, and blah, blah, blah. Grace's best friend sets her up on a date with a dude that attends an art gallery. This dude, I don't even remember the dude's name, but just call him Dude. Dude woos Grace all the way to the point where he marries Grace. All right, cool. Grace.
What a time skip.
Grace gets married to Dude, and then Grace gets married to Dude, and it's not a time skip. I'm just skipping through all the fluffy bits, like
okay.
All the you know the wooey bits and shit like that, the sweet stuff.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Grace gets married to Dude. Dude shifts up completely, like absolutely turns from the lover boy that he used to be to a complete asshole, to the point where he's just like disrespecting Grace, smoking in her house, smoking in her bed.
That's how Tyler Perry movies go.
Her with a woman in his bed. I mean, in their bed.
Sounds like fun.
Wow. After she comes home and sees them, he kicks her out. And this is like a real wild part of the movie. Grace come home, catch him cheating in the bed. He tells her, bitch, close the door and go and get me an ashtray so I can smoke. What kind of real person does that?
Look, a couple scumbags.
Hey, you would be surprised.
Yeah,
You would be
man.
surprised. You would be surprised.
Let's kill that. All right, cool. So out of nowhere, right, we find out that Grace ends up getting fired from her job as an accountant because a lot of her accounts have gotten money stolen out of them. Mm-hmm. Gonna find out this is dude doing all this stuff. Dude hacked into Grace's bank account, stole money from all her accountants, and you know, now she facing jail time and all this extra shit that's going on, right? She confronts him about it, and she tells him, hey, I need you out of my house. He says, no, I ain't going nowhere. I run this scam on old ladies all the time, and you know, I leech them for their money. And you know what? Crazy part was I actually like you, this, that, and the third, and yeah, blah, 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 blah. He tells her, no, I ain't going nowhere. You're just gonna have to deal with it. You're probably gonna go to jail, but you know, that's your fault. That's your problem. All right, you know, it is what it is. Then you go back to smoking on the couch. Grace comes in, beats this nigga with a bat. Sleep, bloody, on the floor. Nani, watch this movie because this shit makes no sense. All right. She beats him with a bat. Bloody pulp on the ground. All right, cool. She calls her best friend, tells her best friend, hey,
not the police?
Not the police. She calls her best friend. Hey, I just beat this nigga to sleep and I need help. All right, her best friend tells her to go out of town. All right, get out of town. She comes back, house clean, no type of signal of the man. There's nothing there of him in this, that, and the third. All right, we get revealed that all of this is happening while Grace is in like custody. She turned herself in.
Okay.
So we get shown that Grace is telling a police officer, a detective, of all the shit that happened. So his detective's running back and forth trying to figure out exactly what happened between the best friend, and she putting together pieces of stories and shit like that. All right, cool. Missing piece of the story is, where's this dude now? Because he wasn't there. He wasn't at all. No blood, no nothing. What? All right, cool. Grace's detective goes to her best friend's house. Goes to Grace's best friend's house. She tells her, hey, this shit don't add up. What's happening? Out of fucking nowhere, we get revealed there at the very bottom of Grace's best friend's house. Old ladies are tied up. At the very beginning of this movie, an old lady jumped off of a roof because we find out that the dude that was dating Grace had stole all her money and she was finna get ready to go to jail too. And we find out that this old lady's tied up under Grace's best friend's house. We also find out that the dude that Grace was set up with is her best friend's son.
Yo, this is wild.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many wild turns in this fucking movie.
Now let me tell you something, Rashad. That is
None
Tyler Perry ass synopsis I've ever heard, and I want to thank you for telling me that, because honestly, that sounds like a great story. Now I never have to watch.
It kind of does.
It could have been a great story, but at the very end, we found out like 5 drop bombs. 1, that Grace's best friend had been setting her up ever since the beginning. 2, that at the bottom of Grace's best friend's house was like old ladies chained up.
Granny phone.
Wait. Why are they down there? Why the old ladies? Are they the other ones that have been scammed?
They killing them.
Okay.
They are the other ones that have been scammed, and they are being used for their retirement checks.
Oh, smart.
That's a scam. Let me stop.
That's a bag.
They got dudes to get the old ladies to move in with him at that house so that they retirement checks can get there to him and his mama.
Hey man, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think the only thing, she was pimping the son out. That's kind of wild.
So that she could pimp her, he could pimp other old bitches out, and oh my god. That was fucking crazy.
Well, Tyler Perry thinking differently.
That's what I'm
Hey
saying.
man,
It's just-
hey, scratch all that. We need to write a script for Tyler Perry. That's a plan.
He's not gonna take
That's a
it.
plan.
You know, hey, he worked by himself.
Hey man,
In 15 years. Never had nobody in the
everybody
writers room.
everybody need a ghostwriter. Everybody need a
Like,
ghostwriter.
he's a writer's room.
We got you, Tyler Perry.
I'm gonna
I
tell you
would
what.
pay Tyler Perry to get a writer. Okay, well, maybe I wouldn't pay him, but somebody should pay Tyler Perry to get a writer's room.
I'm gonna tell you what. Probably does have a ghostwriter because that whole script of A Fall from Grace screams
Lifetime.
psychology, liberal arts major in college.
Yeah.
Oh,
Every
fucking
Oedipus
script.
complex going on in that script that wasn't touched on.
But there's so much shit going on, and I'm just sitting in the chair like, my nigga, Tyler Perry, he couldn't have. I know this is the same man that made like 50 Medea movies in like last 10 years.
So Rashad likes After Earth and Tyler Perry movies.
I do not. I like
That's
After
the
Earth,
odd blend.
Tyler Perry movies.
Hey man,
That's a sick man right there.
I'm gonna say this. I do feel like I give Will Smith a lot of flack. I just feel like he in that Keanu Reeves, Nicolas Cage category. When they pick a really good movie, it's great. But 90% of the other stuff be absolutely horrible.
That's
Okay. Okay.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'll say
That's
he has a
like-
better ratio than that, but I do see what you're saying. I do agree.
Yeah.
Well, because he's like Will Smith is in a weird spot because he's so big that the movies that he's in are either going to be classified as, oh, that was a good movie, or if it's not the best thing he's seen, it's so bad. Like I think that he just has such.
And
a
he
big
won't
draw.
do indie movies.
Hmm?
And he won't do indie movies.
I feel like Robert Pattinson should show people that indie movies is kind of the bag. Like if you have a couple of big movies that flop, go to A24 or wherever else, do you a couple of indie movies where your ego, the script is going to be built around who you are as a star. It's going to be
Exactly.
It's a good movie, and where can we use your talents in here? Like Will Smith does movies that are Will Smith movies, not movies that have Will Smith in them. If you see what I'm saying. Will
Smith need to catch one of those Leonardo DiCaprio movies that he be doing.
He like The Rock. Every
like
movie Will Smith is in, he is Will Smith. like even in Suicide Squad. Even in Suicide Squad, he was Will Smith cosplaying as, what was it, Deadshot?
Right. Deadshot, yeah. He just made his voice deeper. That was it. Everything else was just Will Smith.
He's just Will Smith.
Will Smith with the ball fade.
Yeah.
Okay, so
last
That's facts.
Last topic we're on. All right, wait. Before we leave, everybody say one word, yes or no. Was Hitchcock Will Smith a good movie?
Hancock?
It's been a long time
Hancock.
since I've seen
Hancock.
Oh,
Hancock, yes or no?
Oh,
yes
Hancock.
or no?
Hancock. Okay. Yes.
Good. Y'all go first. I want to read the room.
I'm gonna say yes, but I have not seen it in like 10 years. But I'm gonna go with yes because I liked it as a kid.
Yeah, I was like yes.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say yes, and like I guess it's enjoyable. Like I see the flaws, but like I've never watched it and be like, oh, this is a drag. This is so bad. So like yes, in the sense that it's still enjoyable. Like it's a movie that it's digestible. It's fine.
Rashad?
It's like a Chance the Rapper song.
I think, man.
I love my superpower. I love my power.
Let me think about how I want to word this, because this can either make a lot of people mad, because everybody in the room knows what I'm in here to say. I tell you what, I'm gonna say this one thing.
Here we go.
I think it was a bad movie because of one person.
Don't say Jason.
Hey,
not Jason Bateman. You
Shout out to Jason Bateman.
You send Jason Bateman.
He's just grinning.
You send Jason Bateman out to pasture. I cannot believe this.
Man.
I think it was a bad movie because of one person's character. No, it wasn't Jason.
Okay.
Charlize.
Do not blame Charlize. Don't.
Who?
Don't.
Charlize.
His super wife that he abandoned.
Oh no.
About.
No.
That plot
was the only
twist was
compelling
stupid.
part.
That plot twist was stupid.
What?
Okay, not only can okay.
I'm
not
so
only,
alone
sorry.
in this world. There's
I'm
no
not-
one
I'm-
like
okay,
me.
I'm sorry, I'm
We
just
have to
like
be a
you.
certain distance from each other. We're just gonna. We can't be. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that part. I'm like, all right, y'all wild. But the idea that he's
Her
from that
entire
long ago and she
character was
exists is
fucking
fine.
stupid.
Not the entire part. The whole
Oh,
distance
yeah.
thing. I'm like, okay, we have to give a little bit of slack because anything that you create is kind of baseless. I think like the idea of her having powers and being from the same thing was fine, but I do think the whole like, you don't know about me because after you got shot in the head and beat to sleep, I was like, I better pack it up and leave.
Yeah,
and
I'm
get healed.
like
That one, I'm like,
That
What?
nigga can
If
take
he won't
all
come
of
back,
that.
maybe.
He can take all that damage, get hit by a car, concussions. That's where the line is.
You
You
have
can't.
a concussion.
Hey yo, listen to me. I can't date you because if we even though we from the same place,
Even though
if
we're
we
near each other right now.
other, we get weaker. What? What do you mean?
I'm keep it real with you, bro. That sounds like something a black person say to another black person when they're always cool.
that's toxic. That's a toxic
Facts,
line in
man.
2020. Yo, whenever I'm with you, I just feel kind of vulnerable.
I feel
Man.
super weak,
When I say,
even though
Man.
you were married already. 3,
Like-
how was she on Earth this entire time looking at the news about Hancock and just being like, huh, I got my old husband bugging.
That old thing. They got an old thing.
And didn't say none of this to her actual current family right now.
it's like weird and
Like
basic.
nothing.
If that's what happens, then they shouldn't know that they have powers at all. Then like, so that's why I'm like, yeah, that part is dumb. Like, if that's what happened, they're around each other, then they should never know that happens. You know what I mean? Like, I'm with you that whole thing is dumb. Like, if that's the logic.
I feel like her whole character, if you subtract her whole character from that movie
I don't know, man. If you, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say, I don't think it made the movie worse. It made it memorable in my eyes.
Alcoholic superhero.
as a meme, but so that don't count.
I'm gonna say this. Like, when I think of Hancock, I think drunk superhero. I don't remember nothing else from the movie, but his wife beating the brakes off him and being like, I left because you forgot your memory. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
I remember that very
That's
vividly.
Dang, she toxic too.
Man.
Yeah.
Be careful.
What?
These
So-
women will leave you as soon as you get amnesia. Watch yourselves.
I'm gone. Oh, we playing. Wait, maybe she was in a toxic relationship and she was like, hey, she Carol Baskin fam, the 1 in a million chance happened. She was like, all right, bro, his memory disappeared, so will I.
Any relationship where the dude's getting beat up outside of Frankenstein is probably toxic. That's not a relationship. At no point should you be fighting 5 minutes after you see Frankenstein. So that's a tough
Oh,
situation.
man.
So, last topic. What is the movie you are most ashamed you have never seen?
Ooh, I'm gonna get destroyed. I might go last.
I'm about to stab you when I say I haven't seen a Quentin Tarantino movie, so I don't
Hey.
know, man.
Well, I got the
Mine
hottest
is
take.
worse.
I got the hottest
It's
take.
really-
Big.
Mine is worse.
All right, what is it?
I don't think so. I've never watched the full Avengers movie.
That's not that bad.
A, wait,
Like a Marvel movie at all?
No, no.
At all?
The last Marvel movie I saw was Thor 2 in like 2014.
Oh no, you ended on a terrible note. We need get on Disney Plus right now. I want
Right
better
now.
for you. I want better.
I was like Jessica
You know
Jones
what?
though.
that makes sense because you slandered it real tough. And I was wondering, why the hell is
Man,
Cool so
hey, man.
angry about these Marvel movies?
Bro, because y'all used to be like, bro, we going to see Avengers. Nah, I ain't feeling up. Why not? Why would I? Man, everybody see the Avengers. And I just be like,
Y'all made me
Boy,
defend-
hate popular shit. That's all it is. That's
no.
I gotta put my cape on and start defending. But
all.
I can't. That's
Yeah, I
another.
don't know. This boy Kris on Disney's payroll about that
Oh,
Avengers stuff.
Please don't listen to me.
Man.
I'm a comic fan. What you want? And they're not bad. And this whole thing that they're not real movies is dumb. If you film it and you put it in the movie theater, it's a movie. Like that's the end of the conversation. So but that's not. I guess that'll be another thing. Because trust me, I can't do all this and then give what I haven't seen. Because y'all are like, all this stuff you just said don't matter.
Let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
Go ahead.
I feel like he about to say he never seen Friday.
Oh no, I'll see it
That's
Friday.
exactly-
I have no. Whoa. No, relax. I've never seen.
Boys in the Hood.
I've never seen Training Day.
What?
Mm.
Hey, man. Hey, bruh. Cut the TV on, turn the BT. I bet all the money in my pocket, which is none that is on right now.
Absolutely.
You know, Baby Boy is on right now. I don't know why you playing.
Baby Boy,
Hey,
Martin
hey,
Run.
Baby Boy is on
Either
as
Baby
14th
Boy
play of the day.
Training Day.
Hey, nah, they started showing Baby Boy on ESPN.
No, I thought that was just a joke.
No.
That is
What?
crazy.
We
Do
are
they
in
even
a
hoop in that
dark
movie?
time.
I need Max Kellerman. I need
Ethnic
like
in the 90s. So I'm assuming there's a
insight on
basketball.
Baby Boy.
Max
Uh,
Kellerman, you are
There
wrong,
was
and
no
this is
reason.
why.
No
Tyrese,
reason.
that's a bad brother right there.
So my movie I have never seen. Not really ashamed. I've never seen Inception, and I feel like that's one of those
Ooh.
things where like I don't have that mind power to invest into it.
I
Man,
wouldn't worry.
That's fair.
is
I know a
really-
lot of people
is
that haven't
really
seen
good.
Inception though.
I wouldn't worry about it. There's a lot of people that haven't seen Inception only because of the fact that it's like 3 hours long.
That is one of the rougher
Yeah.
watching. That's
Hey, man.
enjoyable. That's a rough one.
Bruh. We got like 3 years worth of memes off that movie. Y'all can sit down for 3 hours. It is really good.
No,
And the
it. It is
music.
really good. Yeah, Hans Zimmer didn't miss.
Is it really good?
Yeah.
It's
Really good. Man, okay, Christopher Nolan has never missed. I think we can all agree on this.
Oh, okay, never mind. No, okay, I won't call this movie a miss. Don't worry about it. You're right. He's more so on the not. He ain't.
There
missed
we
side.
go.
He has missed.
He
He
don't
has
miss.
one that's iffy. He's got one that I'm like, no, Chris, no, give us another one of him. I'm sorry.
So when we
Oh, you
say
talking about
But the
he's
Dark
on the-
Knight Rises, I was like, come on, Chris.
so when we say he
Ask
don't
questions.
count mid movies too, because I'm gonna tell you
I'm on
what,
DC payroll. I can't agree with you, sir.
No,
Inception was
saying,
pretty mid. Pretty
Nah,
mid. It was cool. It was a cool movie, but
Avatar is the most big movie out there. If like on
Yeah.
that
No,
pair-
wait.
I'm gonna tell you what, I still to this
Dragon Ball
day-
Evolution exists.
No, that's not
That's
me.
bad.
All.
That's bad.
That's not.
That's bad.
Okay, it's
That's
bad.
just
It's
off.
bad.
That shouldn't exist. I don't even
I
want to play
still
Dragon
don't
Ball Z Kakarot
like
anymore just because you
made
made me
that
think
much
about
money.
it. I'm going to sleep when we get done.
Oh, you caught Dragon Ball Kakarot? We'll have to talk about that later. Rashad, what is your hill? Or not your hill. What's your movie you've never seen?
I have never seen a full Star Wars movie.
Ooh.
Just watch one of them and just
Yeah.
watch some characters out.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
watch one, switch
Watch
across
Phantom
characters.
Menace.
You've seen them
I'm
all.
gonna tell you what.
Don't do that.
Just watch the
Star
Phantom
Wars got
Menace.
to this place where, like Game of Thrones, one of their good seasons was where if you've seen anything else that even slightly references other series, you've seen it. I've seen like
You see the Family Guy episode? You're done. You're good.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's
Or the Robot
so
Chicken
many-
ones. What a Robot Chicken was.
The Robot Chicken ones, the Family Guy ones, the fucking Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy ones. The like it's everywhere else references a Star Wars
Hey,
movie
man.
in its entirety. So I
So you
feel
know
like
that's-
I think
you know
That
what
is true. Because yeah, even before I finally watched them, I knew what was coming. Like there were no surprises because
exactly.
they're so big in pop culture or the spoofs. Like the spoofs are like 99% accurate. They just changed
Accurate,
like 2
yeah.
lines. Like the Family Guy one legitimately just added more lines. Like the context of what happened was the exact same. They just added
Exactly.
cutaways.
Look at it this way, Rashad. A kid from the Kansas of foreign planets gets found by a guy with powers, gives him a stick, learns how to fight the stick.
That's weird.
That guy dies.
Those are the only 2 people that matter for
Exactly.
47 years worth of filmmaking.
Exactly.
Seen
A
it.
girl kisses him. He goes, fights the guy, loses to the guy, screams. A gremlin teaches him how to fight. He goes back, fights the guy again. The guy tells him he's his dad, cuts his hands off, realizes he kisses his sister, trains again. Gremlin dies, goes back, fights the dude, talks to his dad, saves him, dies. They didn't have a party. That's it.
That's what I said. They just have a part. Things just
And
happen.
then 30
Yeah.
years later, none of that shit matters.
None of it matters. None of it matters. The dude his dad killed did not die.
Everybody
Sister
together.
did not die. He had a projection fight and died. and regretted everything he did. So yeah, none of it
I'm
really matters.
super upset that they didn't keep that whole thing going with like Darth Vader being like. I feel like Darth Vader should have got his own movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like
if
people try to say that's what the prequels were.
I mean, it don't matter now. Palpatine lives, so he's really not the GOAT.
No, he's not the GOAT.
I would have loved to see Darth Vader fight. Like go to different places to try and watch.
Come on, man. Like, we the greatest villain ever. He's your servant in a black suit.
Listen, as Delon might know, I can't do too much Darth Vader, James Earl Jones slander. We bound by blood for some reason. He's my cousin. Second coming cousin. So like
everybody in Star Wars bound by blood.
Yeah.
Look,
that's facts.
I'm related to
You're
Darth
part
Vader,
of the franchise now.
Yep. They pulling up on you next, Kris.
Man, you hear that, Delon?
No
no marble check.
Hey man, if you've seen Harry Potter, you've seen Star Wars. If you watch Naruto, you've seen Star Wars. If you watch any episode of Game of Thrones, you have seen Star Wars.
Yep.
He's not wrong at all.
Just make greatest universe ever, worst film series ever at the same time.
I can't call it the greatest universe because they don't. That's what I said. They don't let it expand. They try to do movies like somebody that's not directly involved in this is involved in this. It can be a hero, and then the next movie they're like, "Nah, we're just kidding. She's related to somebody."
But drop the ball.
I think 9 would have been better.
Mandalorian would save it with Ahsoka
until the season 2 come around.
I'm gonna tell you what. That's the
can't mix it all.
Unless they make it a Yoda show.
Mandalorian?
No, hell no. Clone Wars.
Oh, okay.
Who?
The Clone Wars.
The new series or whatever?
Animated series on Disney.
I said the new season just dropped, like a month ago or something, right? You said you have watched it?
Oh, is that Rebels?
Yes, Rebels. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
it's the animated series that was on Disney XD. I don't know what the names of them are.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't crazy about Rebels.
Really? I think you out of all people would have been crazy about it.
I love Clone Wars, just wasn't crazy about Rebels.
I feel.
Wait, Core, I guess before we wrap up, since we're talking about what do you think about The Last Jedi? I feel like if you're a fan, me saying it's the best one makes you want to reach to the screen and punch me. And I've received that exact statement before. What do you think?
I'm gonna say this. I understood. I appreciate them doing something different, and I didn't have an issue with it at the time. I guess I watched like a lot of YouTube videos with invested Star Wars, like EU fans, and they was like, "We have been waiting on Luke for a very long time." And then we've idolized this character for years, and then we kind of see him. He tell us everything is a lie, and he don't care. And he has like basically a Zoom call fight, and then dies in the middle of it. And then everybody's just kind of like, "Oh, sorry."
Use up all his
I ain't know. Just,
my fault.
I don't care.
My fault.
What? He died in the Last Jedi?
Like, imagine if Sasuke had atoned for all his sins at the end of Naruto, and then we never see him in Shippuden. I mean, I said we never see him in Boruto, and then he pull up for the final fight and just die. Like he died.
I don't really care if he does die. I'm gonna be honest.
No, actually, he don't even show up. He do like a genjutsu fight and then dies in there.
Yes.
I mean, but again, I feel like I'm different because
I respect it though. It's just when I heard it from their perspective, I was like, I can completely see where they're coming from.
But see, that's a weird thing because I feel like it's, and not saying you're letting your mind be swayed only by other people, but I've seen like videos from both sides and there are videos from the side kind of defending it that kind of explain, like I said, like to maybe
because the Jedi are not perfect. I understood where Luke was coming from.
Yeah, I think that's more like what they tried to hint on because people, like I see people have that as a take all the time that they're not really the good guys when you think about it, and this or that, and
they're not.
It's weird because
it's child labor.
Well, not even just the Jedi in general, but I guess like the whole thing, like with the Luke stuff, like I don't see that being like the biggest thing to ruin people because I felt like at the end, like he went back to kind of be like the hero. I think at the beginning he kind of resented it because of what all happened, but in the end he kind of went back to the one that people love. So that's why I'm like, I don't think it completely destroys him. I don't want to
watch Star Wars for 2 weeks. You watch Star Wars for 2 weeks, Kris. Calm down.
Well, I've known it before. I've known about it though. Like I've always known, like to actually watch them. Like I know the characters where I like was, I guess, invested enough in it as filmmaking. But I finally watched them.
But at the same time, I get what you're saying because Lucas. I almost say I guess people want him to be perfect, but he kind of popped up like a Vietnam War vet with like mad purple medals, and he was like, you know, they finally be like, oh, he gonna be awesome. And he just sit at the bar drinking. I regret it all. I should have been nothing. Why did I sign? You know, he's like, man.
Yeah.
And then everybody's just looking like, oh, this is not what we were expecting. What is this? This is my uncle, not my idol.
PTSD.
Exactly. Like, man, he was like, man, I did all this fighting just to fight again. I'm done.
Wasn't worth it. If I could go back,
wouldn't fund it at all.
Exactly.
So I think that this would be the best time to end this. Wow, we were supposed to go for 30 minutes. We went an hour and a half. So I ain't mad at it. Hey. So next time we do another episode, it will be a very more direct episode where we'll be reviewing a particular movie, or let's add anthologies in here just to keep us, give us a good variety.
Hey, nigga, you using big words. I ain't study of.
All right, you're right. We'll talk about it. Anywho, everybody, thank y'all. Stream us.
I love anthologies.
Keep us on Spotify, Apple Music, all whatever Jordan's gonna put this on. We appreciate y'all. Let us know what movie y'all want us to review. Y'all stay black.
Yo.